Hello, my name is John Hamill. I represent the Theodore Roosevelt Conservation Partnership here in Arizona. This video is designed to show you how to use the Sportsman's Value Mapping tool to provide input on the places you value most for hunting and fishing. By participating in this survey, you will help ensure that Arizona's most valued hunting and fishing areas are responsibly managed and remain open to public access. Thanks for your time.
Receiving this postcard in your mail means that you were selected to help us with important information about Arizona's hunting and fishing lands. Your postcard contains information to get you started on this important journey. On the front of the postcard is a scannable QR code that will take you to the survey website, or you can use the URL on the back of the card. Follow the instructions on the card and open a browser on your computer or your tablet. Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox are recommended to provide the best performance in completing the survey. Now enter the web page address found on the back of the card to open the survey web page so you can begin. This landing page provides you with background information and a way to get to the map. This next section explains why we need your information. The next section provides a quick guide to using the map. The last section provides some additional background information. Let's click on Go to Map and get started. When the map opens, on the left side you will see the Survey Information tab. It contains all the important information on how to fill out the survey and the final questionnaire. It's important to review all the text on the left side of this page in the scrollable window so you know what to do and in what order. You can toggle back and forth between the Survey and Survey Information tab by clicking on each tab in the upper left side of the browser's display window. Notice that the large text panel on the left changes when you toggle between tabs. And notice how the Survey tab panel contains drawing symbols that are the tools you will use to draw your most important hunting and fishing areas. Remember, you can move back and forth between these two tabs as often as you'd like. For now, we'll stay on the Survey Information tab to learn a couple more features on this page. Some of the information in the Survey Information tab is similar to what you saw on the login page. In addition, you also have access to this video and a PDF cheat sheet that also provides instructions for the map tool. You may return to these tools as often as you'd like. Notice that you can use the scroll bar to move up and down in the text in the Survey Information tab. Reading all of this information is important because you'll need to do this in order to finish the survey. More about that in just a moment. These other two links in the upper right of the browser window aren't used in the survey process, but they provide links to get you back to the Survey Information homepage and to the Arizona Game and Fish Sportsman's Portal, where you can find more cool game and fish information. Finally, you can use that scroll bar I mentioned earlier to find the big red Finish button. Clicking on the Finish button is the last thing you'll do after you make your map drawings. This button closes out the survey by taking you to a brief questionnaire where you can tell us a little more about your outdoor activities. This information will help us in our analysis of the data. We'll review this step later when we show you how to draw your areas and complete your survey in our final segment. Next, we'll learn how to move around on the map so you can find the place where you want to draw your favorite area. Notice that when I toggle the Survey tabs back and forth, these tools are available and fully functional on both tabs. If you accidentally click twice on a tab, it will disappear. To get it back, simply click on the tab again and it will reappear. In the upper left corner of the map, there are several tools aligned vertically. Let's look at these tools in a little more detail. These four tools will help you move around the map. Hovering over each one for a moment shows you a message about what they do. Click the green plus sign and you will see that the map zooms in closer. The more you zoom in, the more details you will see on the map, but a smaller overall area is seen. Remember, when zooming in or out, some of the lines on the map may get blurry or move a little. This is caused by connection and internet speeds, so please be patient and this issue will fix itself as soon as the connection speeds up a bit. Now click the green minus sign to zoom out from the map. The more you zoom out, the less detail you see, but now a larger overall area is visible. If your mouse has a scroll wheel on it, you also can use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out by rolling the scroll wheel forward to zoom in and backward to zoom out. If you have a touchscreen device like an iPad or an Android tablet, you can pinch in to zoom in and pinch out to zoom out. Clicking the green Home button shows the statewide view of Arizona. Clicking the green Find My Location button will position a blue dot where you are located if your computer or device has a GPS antenna enabled. I won't demonstrate this tool because you will probably be zooming to locations of the state where you hunt and fish rather than using the current location. You can pan or move the map around by clicking and hold the left mouse button down while you move the mouse, thus dragging the map to the area where you want to draw. Another useful tool is the Find Address or Place window near the top right of the map browser. Type your address or name of a favorite place in Arizona into the browser, remembering to include the state abbreviation for Arizona, or AZ. In the next segment, we'll use the map tools to show you how to draw your favorite hunting and fishing areas. Now let's look at how to draw your favorite hunting and fishing areas on the map. First, let's review a few important considerations. Remember that you only need to draw your most important hunting and fishing areas, perhaps only your most recent. That way you don't fill up the map with a lot of confusing drawings. A good rule of thumb is to draw the most important areas that you have used in the recent past for each species or species group for which you hunt or fish. Remember, we're adding your drawings to those of hundreds and hundreds of other hunters and anglers in Arizona, so don't worry. Your lucky spot won't be shown in detail on the map. Also, if you do draw several areas, it's okay if some of these areas overlap, because each one will have its own unique data. If you're using a tablet device, such as an Android or an iPad, remember you can change the orientation as you go. We'll show you a little later how this trick can come in handy to make your job easier. Okay, let's draw some areas. First, click on the Survey tab. Notice the left panel changes to display the drawing tools. These oddly shaped, colored or textured swatches associated with species names like elk and mule deer, or with species groups like cold water fish or other game birds, are the most important controls on the Survey Map tab. Now click on one of the drawing tools and you'll notice that it becomes highlighted in blue. A message also appears when you move out over the map at the end of your cursor there, indicating that this tool is active and that your cursor is locked, loaded, and ready to draw. As the drawing tool message says, click and hold the left mouse button down as you drag the mouse across the screen in order to draw your hunting and fishing area. It's important to remember that when you start drawing, the shaded part shows what your drawing will cover. This might be a little confusing when you try to draw around a crooked feature like this stream. Notice how the shaded part moves and changes shape, sometimes covering areas you might not want. You can kind of ignore this until just before you finish the drawing, and at that point, the shadow will show the final shape of your drawing. To complete your drawing, simply release the mouse button. If you've made a mistake, we'll show you how to correct that in a moment. When you release the mouse button, a table will appear that shows the reasons why you've chosen to draw this area on the map. This screen allows you to assign an importance rank for one or more of the reasons. Initially, these reasons appear as null because no data entry has taken place yet. So by changing these null values, you tell us why you chose that area and how important your reasons for choosing it are. You can fill in as many of the criteria blanks as you would like, but be sure to fill in at least one. Remember that screen orientation trick for tablets that we mentioned a little while ago? This is where you can use it to your advantage if you're using a tablet device. By changing the orientation from portrait or up and down to landscape or sideways, you can more easily see all the things you need to fill out on the screen without having to move around a lot. You can fill it in by selecting the little triangle over to the right of the reason, and a drop-down of choices will appear. Select your reason by clicking on it, and then go on to the next reason you'd like to tell us about, and so on. If you have a reason that isn't listed in the table, simply go to the end of the list and type in your reason. When you've finished filling in reasons, click either on the X in the upper right hand of the Reasons table or anywhere on the map to close the table and save your reasons. Notice that the shape you have just drawn is now shown on screen. You can reopen the table to make changes, including changing the species or species grouping at the top of the table. You do that simply by clicking on the shape. You can also edit the shape by clicking once on the shape and dismissing the reasons table. Then click on the edge of the shape to create a bunch of small points around the edge of the shape called vertices. Each vertex can be moved as desired by clicking on it, then holding down the left mouse button and then dragging the point to its desired location. Releasing the left mouse button releases the vertex on its new location. You can continue moving vertices until you've created the shape you want in the location where you want it. If you get completely lost, that's okay. Simply click in the middle of the shape and then click on the orange delete button and start over. But remember, the delete key is final, and you'll have to redraw and re-enter your reasons in the reasons table all over again. You can continue choosing other drawing symbols to draw your most important areas until you've done all that you wish to share, and then you're done. So to quickly review, taking what we have learned here, I'm going to quickly run through the entire process for drawing and submitting a location. I'll do this first for a trout fishing area, and then for a mule deer hunting area. The entire process for both will take about a minute. If you wish, you can return to watch this review again at any time. First, I'll type in Lee's Ferry, AZ into the search box and hit enter to zoom into that area of the state. That's right, time to map some trout fishing. Remember to type AZ to your search string or you could end up in another state. Next, I'm going to select the cold water fish species group to begin my drawing. Notice again how the shaded area changes while I draw. No big deal, I'll just ignore it. When I release the mouse, the reasons table pops up, allowing me to select the reasons and how important they are to why I'm drawing this shape at this location. I'll fill in my reasons and then click outside the table or on the X to save my results. Uh-oh, I just noticed I need to change the shape a little. So I click on the edge of my line here to make sure all these little circular vertices show up. Then I'll close the table by clicking on the X, and then I'll move to the problem vertices and move them around until I have what I want. I'll then click outside the drawing to save my changes. So now I'm ready to draw my second area. I hit Home to zoom out to the state view. Then I'll zoom down to the Flagstaff area, and then I can pan and zoom down some more to the Mormon Lake region until I have what I want. Next, I'll select the drawing tool for mule deer so I can draw my shape. When I'm finished drawing and release the mouse, the reasons table pops up, allowing me to select my reasons. After I've finished selecting my reasons, I'll click the X, or I'll click outside the table to close the table and save my results. Now I've drawn my two most recent and valued hunting and fishing areas. I'm ready to close out and finish the survey. To complete my survey, I will once again click the Survey Information tab. Then I'll scroll down to this big red Finish Survey button, and I'll click it to open the questionnaire. Now just fill out the questionnaire and click Continue at the bottom of the page when you've finished. On my way out, I can check out the cool, free wildlife ringtones, and then I'm done. If you have any difficulties, you can go back to the cheat sheet and find answers there. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at the information listed on the screen.